Over the past year, IBM laid off 8,000 specialists. McKinsey stopped hiring MBAs who only knew consulting. Google's fastest promotions went to people who switched departments 3 or more times. And if you've been scrolling LinkedIn lately, you've seen something strange. Companies aren't looking for experts anymore. They're looking for translators. If you're someone who's been called unfocused, told to pick a lane, or felt broken because you can't commit to one career path for 40 years, I need you to pay attention to what I'm about to show you, because while everyone's been shaming you for being scattered, the entire economy quietly shifted in your favor. And the people who went deep on one skill, they're about to find out what happens when that skill becomes irrelevant. The 40-year specialist career is dying. Here's what killed it, and why your inability to focus might be the most valuable thing about you. For over a century, we had one formula: pick something, master it, become the expert everyone calls, retire. This worked beautifully in predictable, slow-moving economies. If you became the best tax attorney in 1975, you could ride that for 40 years. The world changed slowly enough that depth beat breadth every single time. But here's the problem. Specialists are discovering right now, in real time, they're incredibly brittle. The moment their domain shifts, they have no adjacent skills to pivot to. They went so deep in one direction that they forgot to look around. Let me give you real examples. Radiologists spent 12 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars learning to read X-rays and MRI at an expert level. Then AI learned to do it better in 18 months. Now what? They can't suddenly become surgeons or family doctors. They're trapped. Or graphic designers who built entire careers on Photoshop mastery. First, Canva automated basic design, then Midjourney, then DALL-E. Then ChatGPT could produce presentation slides, logos, and marketing materials in seconds. Specialists who only knew design software had nowhere to go. Their depth became a prison. And these aren't lazy people or people who made bad choices. They followed the rules perfectly. They committed. They specialized. The economy just changed the rules while they were busy going deep. Meanwhile, there's this other group of people, the ones everyone told to focus, who kept bouncing between interests. They learned design, then got curious about marketing, then picked up some basic coding, then got interested in psychology. And everyone around them said the same thing. You need to pick something. You're never going to be successful if you keep jumping around. But those people were accidentally building the exact skill set this new economy is screaming for. Here's what generalists have that specialists don't. 3 unfair advantages that are about to determine who wins the next 20 years. Advantage number 1, pattern recognition across domains. When you've worked in marketing and coding and design, your brain starts seeing connections that specialists will never spot. You're not siloed. You're building what I call a connection library. Airbnb's entire growth strategy, the thing that took them from failing startup to billion-dollar company, came from one insight. A designer noticed that their listings had terrible photos, and he also happened to understand how Craigslist's backend worked. So they built a tool that auto-posted Airbnb listings to Craigslist with professional photos. A pure designer wouldn't have known Craigslist's tech structure. A pure engineer wouldn't have prioritized photo quality. But someone who'd bounced between both worlds saw the bridge no specialist could see. Your scattered interests aren't a bug in your personality. They're building a library of cross-domain patterns that create non-obvious solutions to very expensive problems. Advantage number 2, skill stacking gets faster every time. Specialists go deep in one direction. Generalists go adjacent. And here's what most people miss. Learning your second language is brutal. But your 5th language? Shockingly easier. Skills work exactly the same way. When you learn marketing after already knowing psychology, half the concepts click instantly because you've seen the patterns before. When you learn video editing after already understanding storytelling, you're not starting from zero. You're adding a dimension to something you already have. A writer who learns basic video editing isn't switching careers. They're multiplying their market value by 10. Because now they can create the content and produce it. That's not 2 separate people anymore. That's one person who's suddenly irreplaceable. And advantage number 3, anti-fragility. Specialists optimize for stability. Generalists optimize for change. and we're now in an era of permanent volatility. When COVID hit, I watched this happen in real time. Restaurant managers who dabbled in tech pivoted to becoming Zoom consultants overnight. Event planners who'd learned basic web design started building virtual event platforms. They translated their skills sideways. But specialized chefs, specialized event coordinators, people who'd gone incredibly deep in one domain, they had no translation path. Their depth gave them nowhere to go. And now with AI, this is accelerating. AI is eating specialist tasks first. The repetitive stuff, the predictable stuff, the things you can systematize. What AI can't do and won't be able to do for a very long time is connect disparate ideas, navigate ambiguity, understand human context across multiple domains, and make judgment calls when there's no clear answer. ChatGPT can write code, it can analyze data, it can design simple graphics. What it cannot do is decide what product to build, who actually needs it, how to position it, why it matters, and what business model makes sense. That requires someone who understands technology and psychology and business and communication all at once. That's generalist thinking, and it's becoming the most valuable thinking there is. This isn't theory. Look at what's actually happening right now. LinkedIn's 2024 report showed that cross-functional power skills are now valued higher than niche technical expertise in 64% of roles. Job descriptions have completely changed. You don't see senior Java developer anymore. You see technical product manager with AI literacy, customer insight, and communication skills. That's not one skill, that's 4 skills combined. And the creator economy is proving this every single day. Mr. Beast isn't the best filmmaker. He's not the best writer. He's not the best editor. But he understands production and psychology and logistics and business and storytelling and platform algorithms all at once. He's a generalist operating at the intersection of 6 disciplines, and that makes him more valuable than any specialist in any one of those fields. The most valuable people right now aren't the deepest experts. They're the best translators between worlds that usually don't talk to each other. For years, people have told you that your curiosity was a weakness, that you needed to focus, that you'd never be successful if you kept jumping around. But what if you weren't scattered? What if you were just early? What if you were accidentally training for this exact economic moment while everyone else was building expertise that's about to be automated? So here's what you do with this. Stop exploring randomly. Start skill stacking intentionally. Pick 3 complementary skills and combine them in a way nobody else is combining them. Data analysis plus storytelling plus design makes you an insights translator, and companies will pay 6 figures for that because nobody else can do all 3. You're not trying to be the best data analyst in the world. You're trying to be the only person who can take data, find the story, and make it beautiful. That intersection is where the value is. And here's the key. Don't position yourself as a specialist anymore. Position yourself as a bridge. Don't say, I'm a marketer. Say, I'm the person who speaks both engineering and marketing, so I can translate between your product team and your growth team. Companies are desperate for people who can do that right now. Specialists can't. They only speak one language. You've spent years feeling broken because you couldn't commit to one path, but you weren't broken. You were early. You saw something the rest of the world is only now starting to understand. The specialist era rewarded depth. It rewarded commitment. It rewarded people who could ignore everything else and go deep on one thing. But that era is over. The generalist era, the one we're living in right now, rewards range. It rewards adaptability. It rewards people who can learn in public and connect things others keep separate. Your scattered interests weren't a liability, they were preparation. And the world is finally ready for what you've been building. The generalist era rewards range. But range only works if you start connecting the dots. So I want to hear your stack. In the comments, tell me 3 unrelated interests you're currently pursuing. I'll be jumping in to help you figure out what your unique niche of one looks like.